So an early morning sequence for me means usually that you get up in the morning, you'll just go down to the kitchen, get some water, make sure you get plenty of water into you. What's plenty of water? Just even like a bottle's worth of water into you before you get started, because in the morning we tend to be a little bit more dehydrated after the night. It's really important to take it easy on yourself with yoga for your first session of the day if you're doing more than one session, and you can just follow my cues and see what you think of this. So do little blocks, ideally. Get your bum onto the blocks, or you might not have blocks at home and that's perfectly fine. Just get a couple of phone books or something that you have hanging around. Maybe not doing too much nowadays. Your bum on the blocks or books or something. Cross the legs in any comfortable position, and for many people that position isn't comfortable first thing in the morning. So maybe you prefer that, maybe you prefer that, or maybe you just want to leave your knees flop out to the side. Either way, it's all good. We're going to start with a little neck movement, so chin to chest. Nice deep breath in each position. Slowly and carefully bringing your head back up over your center, and then turning your head all the way in one direction. And just feeling a gentle stretch in the opposite area, opposite neck and shoulder area. Nice belly breath in each direction, and as you can see, it's nice and slow, but it's still quite effective. Again, you're getting a nice stretch in the opposite direction. Another journey there for your neck is just ear down to your shoulder. It's very important not to bring your shoulder up to your ear. Leave your ear tilt down towards your shoulder. And then the same to the opposite side, moving carefully, because our necks can often be stiff first thing in the morning depending on how you slept. So this is just a way of opening out every joint. We'll go from top to toe, keep it simple. Coming back here, you can poke your chin out gently and then pull it back in as if you're trying to create a little double chin. It just gives the back of the neck a really nice stretch. Perfect. A fine big belly breath there again, just to keep that mindful movement of awareness of the breath and movement with the breath. You can see now moving into the shoulder area. It's a very easy thing to do, just to give yourself a few gentle shoulder shrugs. As well, you know, when you sleep, often we curl up into a little ball, and the shoulder area, the collarbone area, the breastbone can all feel kind of caught up sometimes first thing in the morning. And then the same in the opposite direction. And what I'm already noticing now is that my legs kind of want to move out of the position I've chosen, so I'm just going to change that, and that's fine for you too. Be comfortable in the legs while we're working on the upper body. Hands together, give them a little rub, interlace your fingers and press the hands away from you, then go all the way up overhead. Nice big breath in there as we take a tiny side tilt, and as you do, sometimes you might even hear little clicks and cracks around the back area. It's fine. Take a big stretch up again and a tiny tilt over. Now, these aren't extreme tilts, you're not trying to go really deep or anything. You're just wakening up the body in all its normal directions of movement. Take the hands behind the head lightly and press the elbows back to the wall behind you. And again, a big deep breath there. Inhale the arms all the way up, and exhale, rain the fingers down, pressing the elbows and the backs of the hands behind you a little bit. Inhale all the way up again. And exhale, moving and opening out space in the front of the shoulders and the hands as you rain the fingers down again. Good. Inhale all the way up again. Think of your pinky fingers here, and try and send the pinky fingers as far behind you as you exhale and move all the way down again. Perfect. Let's take a gentle twist, turning all the way in one direction. One hand goes behind you, the other hand can rest lightly on your knee. Try your best to stay tall here. If you twist on a rounded, slumped spine, it's not as good for you as if you turn yourself on a strong, straight spine. When you feel you've reached your comfort zone here, a nice big breath in, into the belly, and a full breath out. We're keeping the shoulders relaxed, because I often see in classes, and I do it myself, sometimes when I'm twisting, the shoulders can lift up as an attempt to get me twisting further. It's kind of a compensation movement, but give them a reminder, that's mindful movement, to stay pretty chilled out. Let's try the other side. And as you can see there, I'm not forcing anything. I'm not trying to really go as far as I possibly can, like you might do in deeper flow classes, but it's first thing in the morning, remember, for this practice. So you're being kind to yourself, setting up a sort of a platform for kindness for the whole day to come. Fairly straightforward, huh? Come back to the centre. So we've got the arms pretty well loosened up. Often I'm very conscious of wrists, especially as I work with my hands as a physio every day, so I have to really make sure I keep these wrists healthy. Little loosen out. And then we move to child's pose. So shake it out, down you come. And fold yourself forward into whatever version of child's pose you want. For me this morning, I'm quite happy to make little fists, put them on top of each other and put my forehead over the fists. My knees are together today. Some days they can be out really wide. You go for it, whatever feels comfortable for you. This is a perfect opportunity to stretch the back. You'd rarely even think of it. When you deepen your breath here, all the back part of your body, especially the ribs, get a decent stretch to the back part. We often focus a lot of our breathing work on the tummy and the front area. But in child's pose, you get a huge appreciation for the amount of breath that works across the back of your body. And you can do small little movements, shoulder movements, hip movements, whatever feels good. Let's then come up to all fours. Place the hands, palms down under your shoulders, knees directly underneath your hips. For the morning practice, I don't mind if the toes curl under or point away. It's all about what feels comfortable for other parts of your body as we work the back here. Inhaling as we look up and the tail goes up, and then exhaling, pulling your belly button up away from the ground, up towards the ceiling. Inhaling, and many of you know this one now as cat-cow. Well, it's the perfect little routine if you haven't practiced yoga for a while even, and you're thinking of getting back into the classes, or just thinking of getting your own practice going again. It's steady, it's slow, safe and gentle. And I use this little sequence. I can't be very virtuous and say 7 days of the week. How about a good 4 or 5 days of the week? I feel better after it. It gets me going. Loosens up the joints, and I suppose it gets whatever juices and circulation are flowing through my body. I feel like it gets that going a little better than if I just jump out of bed and head off to work. It doesn't take much of your time either. Let's do a few tail wags. Look around your left shoulder, stick out your left hip to see it. Go the same to the opposite direction. And what you might find with this is you are aware of when you go to one side that the tummy muscles on that side, your obliques, strengthen, work hard. And on the opposite side, they get a little stretch. So you have a little stretch and strengthen going on in the oblique system here, the muscles. And at the same time, your spine is getting a lovely side-to-side stretch. So it's nice and easy going. Excellent, I'm pretty happy with that. Let's move back to child's pose. That just means send the bum back in the direction of the heels. Make your head as comfortable as possible. Now, I have the little blocks that we used earlier. Some like to put the little blocks under the forehead. Maybe a cushion or two. Or maybe you go the whole hog if you want and you pop your forehead down. It's actually all dependent on what feels good for you at the time. There's no more benefit to getting the head low if it's not comfortable. So find what feels good for you and what works for you. Big deep breaths. Excellent. We're going to wake ourselves up now a little bit more. So all that lovely slow steady work, great for the from here up, but to get these areas working, the legs going a little more, all I want you to do is come up onto your tippy toes there. When you're on your tippy toes, this might be tricky if you've got any balance issues. So again, bring in your blocks or have a stool handy so you can lean on it, and just propping yourself right up there on your toes. Now stay holding something if you feel your balance is challenged. Alternatively, you can bring your hands into your heart centre. I want you to pull and gently draw your belly button in towards your lower back. That just connects your core for you. And here we're going to breathe nice and steady. This is waking the legs up a little bit. You can feel all those little tweaks of movement, all those little readjustments that your body is making to keep you steady. It's beautiful, it's brilliant. But every little tweak is a little strengthening move, so work with it. Deep breath in. And then if you had something in front of you, take it away again. Back to all fours, stretch one leg out behind you and just pulse into that heel nice and slowly. This isn't a fast thing at all. Just 2 or 3 will do it. And then hold a strong stretch by tightening your thigh muscles. So think of your right kneecap here if the right leg is back, and just tighten up that thigh muscle for a moment. You'll feel lots of energy, lots of strength flow into the leg there. Let's do the other side. Ooh, that's good. And the same to the other side. You don't tend to need to do much more for the legs, to be honest, first thing in the morning, because immediately after this you tend to be up and on the go, so the legs will warm up in their own way. But often it's just the upper body and the back that need the real attention there. So holding your strong stretch by tightening your thigh muscle, left thigh in this case, kneecap, thigh, power into it, big deep breath. Fab, and we're good to go for the day. Nice one. Cross over those legs or get into your little comfortable seated position that will suit you, right? You can bring your hands into your heart center if you like and say namaste to yourself and to the world and to everyone around you. That's a great little warm up. Good start to your day. Hope you enjoyed it. See you soon. Bye bye.